You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Challenge After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Challenge After Show.
Selfies.
Give us a performance.
You know what's really weird though? Okay.
What?
That fact that you love Britney so much, and we haven't opened with a Britney song in like forever.
Britney's a personal
Baby,
thing.
can't you see?
I don't like to share it.
I got like you. Should wear a warning.
Give us a hair flip.
I don't know if I can right now.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse J here in Studio 4, MTV's The Challenge Free Agent, Inadequate. I'm joined by Roxy Striar.
Hi guys.
Unfortunately, Mark Long couldn't join us. He's too cool for school, being on MTV and all, you know.
You know, like the after show. Also, unfortunately, Nicolette can't be here.
She's being a bitch.
And she would have really liked my hair flip too, I feel like.
She would have liked your hair flip.
It was serving face.
Well, I liked the episode today.
Yeah, it was good. Again, we always there was a little bit of silly with the ball challenge, and then there was a little bit of intense with the elimination. So
and we got drama too, because I felt like last week was a little too challenge heavy, and I like the little bits of drama that we get.
Yeah, especially when we're coming off of the real world, we get addicted to that.
Yeah, addicted to the drama.
Yeah, I kind of miss Toxic. Can we get that back at some point?
Have a breath.
Yeah, thanks.
Go ahead, give us a hand movement.
Oh no, that one wasn't good. I should have stopped while I was ahead.
All right. Well, we picked the song Toxic because there's some toxic relationships happening in the house.
Yeah, just overall, what are you thinking about Jordan and Laurel?
I can't. Well, see, I always liked Jordan on his season. And
Even though he was a little batshit, yeah, we did like him.
I mean, I like Jordan.
Yeah, me
season.
too.
I understood his point of view on his season. Now, this season, I feel like on his season, he didn't have girls clogging up his mind. I feel like this season, the dick is just controlling everything right now, because I can't stand Laurel. Laurel is like a gremlin from underneath the damn bed that just becoming like, I'm mad at everybody.
Okay, I have so many things to say about what you just said. Number one, yes, on his season, he didn't have girls clouding his mind, as in they weren't clouding his judgment. He wasn't changing who he was.
In other words, telling him what to do.
Right, but if you remember, he did have like that whole Naya issue, which was a thing within itself. So it was a different kind of girl issue, a different kind of woman issue. But he always had the problem of women feeling like he wasn't treating them well, which came over from his season and is now on the challenge with us, where women are like, you can't yell at me, you can't do this. And honestly, that really pisses me off. I don't think that it's right that any individual scream at another individual like that. It has nothing to do with man-woman, in my opinion. They're not scared for their well-being. They're not scared he's going to come hit them. He just is yelling. That's his personality. He does the same thing to men as he does to women.
Okay, it's hard for... All right, like, that's... I mean, Jordan, I'm not mad at Jordan for the way he speaks like that. Like, Jessica, just walk away from it. Like, I mean... Well, we'll get into it when it comes down to it. But as far as the relationship goes and the whole flirting and all that stuff, it's like, I mean, that you shouldn't be here on the challenge worrying about that kind of stuff. But I think in their head, they're like, we're both the competitive ones. Like, we're going to just be the new CT and Laurel.
Okay, but if it wasn't for the show and they were just a couple in real life, would they make a good couple?
No, yeah.
I'm not saying would we like to hang out with them. I'm just saying, are they a good match? I kind of think so. I don't particularly like them, either of them right now.
Visually, they're a good match. No, they're not a good match. Because, I mean, getting to the fight scene, when Laurel walked away from LaToya and Jessica and did not even, like, empathize with that side.
Well, the fact that she felt the need to go stick up for her man like that was just so pathetic, and it pissed me off.
Claps to LaToya for keeping her cool when Laurel did
was
that,
there.
because
I
would have.
I know, I would have lost it.
I would have read that bitch for 4 Hill.
Here's my issue. I like Jordan. I really like Jordan, and I don't like him with Laurel. So does that mean I just don't like Laurel? I'm finding it really hard to put them as individuals because they are such a pair right now. And from what we're hearing, I'm hearing a lot of tea about Jordan and about the entire cast not really digging him.
I don't want to get into. I personally don't want to know that because I have my own judgment of Jordan, and that's what I want to stick with.
Also, I could be wrong.
Now,
it's not like I've talked to every.
Side.
Yeah,
Today he showed a different side. I don't like the Jordan I saw today.
Exactly, but even when we were talking about him back on the original season, we've interviewed every single person from his season. I think so. We even talked. Oh, except for LaToya, and we even talked to him, and they were having issues with him when he was on the season, but he seemed great to me. Mm-hmm. So, like you're saying, I'm trying to keep their opinion separate. But now I'm starting to dislike him. So it's because of Laurel. I don't know.
Steamer.
What's up, guys?
Ooh, TJ stole your line tonight.
I know, I was kind of disappointed in that one. You gotta trademark that shit.
There you go. Steamer, what are your thoughts on Jordan and Laurel's relationship?
I disagree with you guys. I like it. I like both of them. I think they're good together. They're both very good competitors. What's not to like?
Well,
they are good competitors.
We'll get into it a little later. Let's move on to this bounce out challenge. Get the ball in the goal. It was like, again, Fusion Frenzy. If y'all ever played it on Xbox, remind me of that. It was popping. I want to play that game. That game looks fun.
Are you doing a video game shout out because everybody loved your video game shout out last week?
I'm doing it because it literally reminds me of that game, and that's what I want to play with it. And so I'm happy that people actually know what that game was, because I didn't think anybody would know what that game was.
Everyone's drooling over you. Oh my God, DJ Jesse Janedy is so hot. He knows all the games. I'm like, yeah, he is. You're welcome.
All right, so Steamer, do you have any productive conversation to add to the as far as this bounce out challenge?
I think this is, once again, they had a good challenge. This is, out of the 4 of them, there's only one that I felt was inadequate, and this one was very solid. It was amusing. You got to see Johnny take out Cara Maria.
Yeah.
Overall, it's another good job by the crew.
Right, I agree, because Steamer, I actually was curious if you were going to like this one, because I know a lot of times you don't like the silly competitions. I remember a few seasons back there was that one with the floss around the ears, and we both tore that apart.
That one was just ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. But I like when they're able to combine kind of goofy with serious competition. You know, this was actually a challenging competition, even though it was goofy to look at. So I didn't know if you were going to like it. I'm glad you did, because we really enjoyed it. I just thoughts overall on it, I cannot believe how poorly Isaac performed. It was unbelievable. And I cannot believe that Leroy wasn't one of the balls.
I mean, all right, Team A, let's just talk about it. Group A for the red team was Swift, Janay, Jessica, Teresa, CT, with Bananas being the ball. Group A on the yellow team was Camilla, Anissa, Cara Maria, Kahutta, Jasmine, Zach was the ball. So, round 1, Bananas, he was beasting it up. He's bumping into all the girls. They score the point. Camilla's yelling at Zach, cussing him out.
Yeah. Camilla does that. She just gets angry.
Right. Then we get to round 2 with the Group B. So, Group B for the red is Preston, Laurel, Nani, Johnny, Jordan was the ball. For the yellow team, it was LaToya, Brandon, Leroy, Devin, with Isaac being the ball. Isaac kept getting trapped by the girls, which Jordan kept getting trapped by the girls. And it finally took someone to say, Preston, go help Jordan. No one helped Isaac.
Yeah,
so
but Isaac wasn't even at the goal. That's the problem. Like, at least Jordan was right there, so Preston just needed to push him a little bit, which Preston MVP apparently tonight. But Isaac couldn't even, he was just on the ground rolling around.
But I mean, my thing is I really don't know why anyone assumed, just if by looking at Isaac, yes, I would judge Isaac and be like, oh, he looks like he could be athletic. if you don't know that he's not, if you don't know that he's athletic, then why are you putting him in there?
Well, Zach says, quote, sometimes being crazy is better than being prepared, which I thought was an interesting quote. And I knew when he said that and everybody was giving all this hype to Isaac, that Isaac was going to mess up because they always do that on these shows.
But my thing is Zach, don't get mad only at Isaac. Like, the people on your team, one person could have ran over. If you see, oh, shoot, you know what, he's struggling over there. I'm not going to get mad at him because he gets 5 people on top of him. I'm going to be mad at my team. My team, that one person couldn't come running over. There's 4 people on one guy.
And they were all...
One person couldn't have came running over.
They were all blocking. They were all blocking because...
you could block with 3 people.
They couldn't block with 4 people. Jordan barreled through them.
Because Preston came and helped. I don't know, Steamer, what are you thinking?
I think Jordan was going up against Leroy, Brandon, and there was another girl in there. So Isaac was just basically going against Laurel and Nani. So I don't know what Isaac's problem was, considering that they put him in that position. The question is, why did they put him in that position to begin with? And that's just poor planning on their team's part.
Do you think that Leroy or Brandon would have done a better job? Or who do you think would have done a better job?
I think Brandon would have done the best job on that team. Well, besides Zach, I think Brandon was the logical choice for that.
Okay.
He's more compact. He seems like he's quicker. He would have done a better job than Isaac. So would Leroy. So either one of them would be better than Isaac.
Yeah, I'm just like, Isaac has never proved anything to me in my mind as far as watching the challenges. So it's like, I wouldn't have put that much faith in him.
And this wasn't the type of thing, even though when Zach says that, he's like, crazy is better than being prepared. What does this one have to do with being crazy? It wasn't one of those competitions where you have to be fearless, you know? You're like surrounded by this big bubble ball.
Zach was just mad.
Bubble ball. Bubble ball.
Taking out TJ.
Yeah.
That was actually really funny. He almost knocked the challenge sign over too.
Yeah, TJ had some good moments in tonight's episode. I'll tell you as they come up.
Yeah, round 4 was just kind of a shit show with Isaac. He was just really sucking. But Red ended up winning. They all go back to the house. Preston's MVP. I love that little clip with Leroy being like, no, Preston didn't get me. And then they showed them.
But Leroy's a good sport, you know? Like, Preston's poking fun at him. They're all poking fun, and Leroy's smiling and laughing. Some people on the show would be like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, get all mad about it. Leroy's just such an awesome sport. I just wish he almost had more confidence in himself. We see that last week, Laurel is the one who takes charge and is doing the logs and makes them go girl, girl, guy, guy. We see this week he doesn't step up to be the person in the ball when we think he could have done it and maybe beat the other team. I just feel like he's so laid back sometimes and doesn't want to step on anybody's toes. And if he was just like, guys, I fucking got this, then maybe his teams would do better.
Yeah, I see that with Leroy for sure.
But he's so not, you know, it's not his way of playing.
Mm-hmm. What do you think in Steamer?
I think too much was made of Preston's performance. Granted, I give him credit for going in there, getting the job done. But Brandon and Leroy, they've been battling Jordan for, I don't know how many minutes it was, but it's obviously a few minutes and just trying to get Jordan out of the goal. And all Preston had to do was, he was basically fresh. He just run back there and knock him over. So
I don't know.
It was impressive, but it wasn't that impressive.
Steamer, I don't know if you can call that running. It was more like flailing over. Yeah. I mean,
I was giving a little bit of credit on that.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, but the only reason I am giving Preston the credit is because everyone there talked about what a great job he did. So I was like, maybe I'm just not seeing it. But I was with you. I was like, all he did was like poke somebody into the goal.
That's more than we ever thought Preston would do.
I love that quote. He's like, hey, the team that picks me last is the team that wins.
Right.
Are you that factor? I don't know.
So let's get into all the tea. Laurel wants to put Anissa in elimination. She said that Anissa tries to make alliances with everyone in the house.
Well, Steamer,
let's be so mad.
You're really, of course, our expert here, so I want to know, am I missing something with Laurel and Anissa? What does this go back to? Where does this feud originate? Because last week, we hear Anissa making fun of Laurel. This week, it obviously bumps up a step. They clearly hate each other. So how did this all start? That's to you, Steamer, our expert over there.
I know. I'm trying to think back.
Jesse, do you know?
One moment's not sticking out in my head right now. I'm probably missing something. But since Anissa's been on like pretty much every challenge, they're bound to have some issues. They like small issues they might not show on TV. And
Right.
I'm sure there's something drastic I'm missing, which I just can't think of it.
I just think Laurel needs to reduce her salt intake, pretty much. I mean,
I like her confidence.
what confidence is that? I don't take that as confidence. I take that as like why? It doesn't make sense. You're going after somebody is she really a threat? Is Anissa really a threat? What has Anissa ever done in the challenge?
She hasn't really won, but she's more a threat than like John A. or LaToya even, or most of them, because the female cast is so weak that...
I know, this show's missing Emily right now.
Just take her out.
Well, I enjoyed the whole moment. I don't know. I just don't really care for Laurel. I just her whole energy this episode just came off like, girl, I cannot with your damn weedy smelling shit. Like, get the hell out of here with your attitude and your hand out of fucking Jordan's ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that, well, first of all, Laurel's she's so pretty, she's so beautiful, and she is such a fierce competitor. She's somebody to mess with, so she's a lot going for her. I feel like, why not just be nice then? Because if you can beat everybody in competition and all the guys like to look at you, the only thing you're missing is the girlfriends, you know? And if she could just find a way to connect with these women and be nice to them, or have female friends. I mean, I guess she has some friends, but I just feel like it'd be so easy for her to take this all the way to the end.
And that's why I low-key want to say that I feel like there's jealousy because maybe she isn't friends with other people, and that's something she might want or holds against other people, or I don't know. Like, it just was too much for me tonight. Like, it was like, fine, vote Anissa, and that's cool if you want to do that, but just the way it all went down, like, don't get mad at anybody else because your plan got blown up. But I guess that was more Jordan kind of exploding about it.
I don't know, to sit there in front of Anissa's face and have Anissa hear her as she's sitting there and whispering to people like, you're going to throw her in, right? To me, is just disrespectful.
I mean, yeah, it is, but I don't think Laurel really cares.
You don't think so, Steamer?
No, I agree with you on that. It was pretty low of her to campaign right in front of Anissa.
Yeah, but then again, I can't really say that Anissa wouldn't have done the same thing. Do we think that?
I feel like Anissa would have finished her business before coming to the table.
Yeah, maybe.
So Jessica, Laurel tells it that she wants to get rid of Anissa to Jessica, and basically says, I don't want anyone going around telling anybody. Jessica goes running over to Anissa. I'm sure it was edited and she didn't run over to her, but
Exhibit C.
She tells Anissa, "Hey, she's gonna try and vote for you." So
right, Jessica. I'm sorry.
I'm not mad at Jessica. I'm not mad.
I can't believe...
This is the one time I will, you know what?
I know that later on you're not mad at her for what she does with Jordan, but...
I'm not mad at her for this situation.
But she's not friends with Anissa.
But she's not friends with Laurel either. And we're not on a team. We were on a team this one challenge.
Yeah, they're not on a team. They're on a team this one challenge. But why on earth would she go tell Anissa? What does that do?
I would rather Anissa be in the game than Laurel be in the game.
But then she ends up throwing Anissa in.
I mean, that part, yeah, Jessica.
To tell Anissa. I couldn't figure that out either.
It was...
Wait, Steamer, how do you feel about Jessica telling Anissa? How do you feel about that?
Pretty much everything Jessica does, I disagree with.
Yeah.
That holds true here.
I mean, I'm sorry. Last week we had a show, and I was reading all your guys' comments. You guys on YouTube, iTunes, you guys are incredible. But somebody had tweeted at me and Jessica saying that I was throwing her a lot of shade because of her before and after pictures. And honestly, the girl looks great. Her body is rocking. I do think she's a strong competitor, and I've never said anything other than that. However, her personality bothers me. It's the way she handles situations. Like, I don't think that it was appropriate to hear what Laurel was going to do. And then not only that, I think that would just be common sense not to tell somebody, but Laurel specifically says, can you please not go and tell her this?
But Laurel is who is Laurel? Like at the end of the day,
I wouldn't do that to anybody.
I mean, well, but that's the thing. You're in a game right now, so it's like Laurel and Jordan are playing a game, so they want to be sneaky. But don't be mad if you're being sneaky in a game, and then other people are going to be sneaky too.
I didn't think that was sneaky. I think Laurel and
You
Anissa
didn't think
don't.
what was sneaky?
I don't think it was sneaky that Laurel didn't want Jessica
then
to tell her.
Why?
Because-
If you're going to vote someone out and you strongly feel this way, why not just be like, bye,
Because
bitch, you ain't going to be here tomorrow?
Because then it should come from you.
But that's what I'm saying.
So why would you want
Laurel's
somebody
being
else?
shady because
don't
she
think
doesn't
so.
want it to get out.
What's the point of causing that drama? Anissa knows Laurel's voting for her.
But that's not causing drama. I feel...
Jessica going to her wasn't causing drama.
I mean, it causes drama to a point, but I feel like Jessica went to Anissa to say, look, this is what Laurel's planning on doing. I feel like Jessica was trying to play the game mentally here. Look, this is what Laurel's trying to do. Jessica probably analyzed the situation and realized, you know who's going to save me if I was to be friends with them is Anissa versus Laurel. I wouldn't trust Laurel. Her vagina looked like it would damn eat me.
But then, like a jackass, she goes and says the same thing to LaToya, which obviously we don't see, but she promises LaToya.
Well, no. She promised LaToya when at the beginning.
Oh,
so
early
that's
on.
why she said at the end of the day,
I did it first,
between the
too.
two of you, I first said it to LaToya.
Yeah, but then she should have said to Anissa.
No, because that Anissa, that's bullshit too. Because at the end of the day, bitch, the first one we talked about, it wasn't going to put you in. But you know what I mean? I don't know. Like I just look at it like that. I'm not mad at Jessica for this whole situation.
Oh my
at all.
God, I thought
At
it was
all.
so obnoxious. And everything she does, like,
Normally, I think she's obnoxious. Her season, hell yes. Even with Dustin, hell yes. But honestly, now that Dustin's gone, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at the way she handled this situation. The way she used to handle it with Jordan was inappropriate. I used to think it was stupid, but tonight, I thought it was justified.
no, I didn't like how she played the card. Like, he was yelling at me.
Okay,
Bitch,
that's overdramatic.
People
That was
yell.
overdramatic.
People yell. Shut up about it. I didn't actually mind, though, that she got in his face back because, good. Get up and get in his face back and then walk out. I thought that was the right way to deal with it. But the whole thing with Laurel and then going to Anissa, I thought was just so low and unnecessary.
Wait, okay, so then let's finish it off. So then Anissa goes to Jordan and says, so your friend wants to put me up? What friend?
This bothered me even
What friend?
more.
What friend? Well, bitch, there's only one damn friend that you're sleeping with.
No, see, I didn't find problems with Jordan here. I found a problem with Anissa. That's my least favorite thing that people can do. They're like, your friend. Just say what you're trying to say. Say the girl you're hooking up
Why?
with.
He lied right to her afterwards.
I would just
oh,
never
yeah,
do-
no, she wasn't gunning for you. She was gunning for two other people. What? Why would you lie? Right there. She literally just said your friend that you're sleeping with. We all know
She
what
didn't say that. She just said your friend. You know what friend? Like, stop. Just say what you mean to say. Say I hear.
Whatever.
I
Who
see
cares?
that girl. That's so annoying.
Petty, Roxy.
Are you
kidding me?
Are you kidding?
We know who the hell she's talking about. He only has but one friend up in the damn house.
I just
that
don't
someone
like
would come
it.
and be like, your friend.
I would rather
Who's she
somebody.
talking about? Marlon or damn? I don't know.
I would rather somebody be like your girlfriend and him be like it's not my girlfriend. Being like your friend, just use her name or whatever. It just bothered me, and then it pissed me off that Jordan lied. I think that the whole situation was so fucking played out and stupid. Everybody handled themselves poorly, and the way Anissa went about it, she really could have been like, hey, Jordan, she was so fucked up about it. She could have been, hey, Jordan, just so you know, I hear Laurel's trying to send me in. I know that you guys are together, but I'd like to talk to you about the benefits of keeping me around.
Girl, what the hell are you watching?
Are you kidding
the
me?
hell? This man is sleeping with Laurel. He's inserting his penis in her. What the hell? He ain't gonna pick you.
I know, but I'm just saying that would have been the way to play it. So Jordan would have been like, wow, at least I respect this girl.
Like anyone gives a damn about Jordan's respect as he's lying to Anissa.
No, it's not about that. It's about the votes. It's about the fucking votes. Keep your own opinions to yourself. She can hate Jordan, whatever.
So Jordan would sit there for 15 minutes, listen to Anissa say why she should keep him, and he'll be like, yeah, I'm going to keep you. And then at elimination, vote her out.
Let me ask you something. What was the point of Anissa approaching Jordan then? What was she trying to do?
To piss him off.
To piss him off?
Yeah.
Did she do that? No.
What? He went storming out to go yell at Jessica, pissed off.
He wasn't pissed off. He was annoyed with Jessica, not at Anissa.
Roxy, what the hell are you? We watched this right next to each other.
Yeah, and we both talked about how we were going to talk about it on air, and that's what we're doing.
What are you thinking?
I don't even know what to think. You guys are hitting it pretty spot on between the confusion of it all. Like, I think Anissa saying your friend, I mean, it was implied who he was talking about. Like Jesse said, like, there's only one real friend that he has that would be throwing Anissa under the bus like that, and obviously it's Laurel. But at the same time, Anissa could have eventually said, Laurel is throwing me under the bus. So it was just kind of like a useless argument that just kept going on and on.
So stupid.
Which just caused more aggravation.
Yeah.
So then Jordan lies to Anissa, which, I mean, you're playing a game, so that's fine if you want to lie to her, but don't get mad.
But I don't think he would have lied to her if she had approached him differently. She was attacking him. Are you kidding? She was attacking him. So he was like, oh, no. If she had sat him down and had a conversation, I think he would have told the truth and talked to her about it. I still think he would have voted her in. But I think it would have had a different, like, what's the point of causing all this tea?
Because why would she want to sit down and have a conversation to hear why she's going to get voted out by Jordan? As if she's going to sit and have a rational conversation and not beat his ass.
Are you kidding? I would want to know. I want to tally my votes. You have to play the game strategically. It was not strategic the way she handled the situation.
Really? Because she didn't go in.
She didn't, but
vote her in either.
Huh?
He didn't vote her in either. He voted LaToya in.
Right, which I was really surprised that he did do that.
Really surprised.
But I'm wondering if he did that on the edge of let's not piss Anissa off and kind of try to use that.
I think it was more about just trying to separate his vote from Laurel's vote because everybody's pairing them together and he's smart. I think he's trying to play the game smartly, although he is getting clouded in the vagina.
I just feel like that's not playing the game smart.
We're LaToya
in? Now you put LaToya in, now it's like, oh, so now you guys are gunning after a lot of people. Like, that's a dangerous team. That team they need to be split up. One of them has to go home.
But if you had put Anissa up against Cara Maria, do you think Anissa would have won?
I don't know. I really don't know that, actually. That would be a more interesting battle for me to watch than LaToya because I feel like Anissa has more to prove. So I think that would have
and Anissa's got more size.
And more size. So I don't know. What do you think, Steamer, if Cara Maria versus Anissa?
That would be a very close battle. And obviously Anissa has a size, but Cara Maria is scrappy. She's quick.
Yeah.
I think she could have beaten her.
Cara Maria would?
Yeah, I would think Cara Maria would win.
I don't know who would have won. Obviously, it would have been a closer match. But I'm just saying I think that Jordan is thinking about the competitions, and he's thinking about that Anissa is probably a stronger competitor than LaToya. He's being smarter about it, and Laurel is using her emotions and her feelings about the fact she just doesn't like Anissa. And she's sending her in, and I think that Anissa, Laurel, and Jordan all played this poorly. All three of them. And Jessica, for that matter.
But
all four, none of them played this the way I would have played it.
I just feel like Anissa...
Because I'm just so brilliant with this all.
For Anissa, I feel like she wasn't playing the game. It was... She found out, she allowed her emotions to take over, and she reacted to it. And instead of playing the game, it's almost like, you know what? I'm just going to knock everything off the table. Let's put it on the damn table. Let's talk about it. And then so... But the way Jordan and Laurel going around it and saying, just kind of contriving everything, like, and Nani's irritated with Jessica now.
Everybody's irritated with Jessica now.
Well, and then everyone's going to be irritated with Jordan.
Yeah, but I just think that it's interesting because Jessica's making enemies. And Jordan isn't as, yes, people aren't liking him, but Jessica's doing this thing right now. And at the end of the day, if Jessica is annoying Jordan will vote Jessica right out. If Jordan's annoying Jessica, all he has to do is 5 minutes before the vote be like, hey girl, we've been together for so long, come on. And she's gonna be like, she's gonna feel bad because she's Jessica, and she's gonna be like, okay, I'll keep you.
I don't know. I really don't know about that because today she surprised me.
You think?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're watching, and she seems like she's like into this whole I'm gonna prove everyone wrong, and I don't know. I don't think she looks at Jordan like that. I thought it was interesting that she said, I don't think he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I like that. So Jordan starts freaking out, yelling at Jessica, talking about she's been carried this whole game. She does nothing.
Which is so not true.
Which is not true this season.
I didn't like that because Jessica really has done a good job in the challenges. Mm-hmm. And no matter what you feel about her personality, her looks, her whatever it is, her competition skills are high.
But then... Jessica, I mean, really at the end of the day, it's all about people when they get their T clock, they get mad. And so she called him out and was like, why are you mad? Because I did a challenge that you couldn't complete? Like, I'm sorry, but like, I completed it. So I don't know what you're talking about. I've been carried the whole way. Like, I don't know. Like, that was a dumb comment to me. It was, you were just mad that you thought you could control Jessica, and Jessica didn't do what your plan was supposed to be.
See, I didn't think he thought he could control her. He was just talking about what he was planning
They're
on.
not on a team, Roxy.
Yeah, I know, but
they're not. They have no loyalty.
Of course
to each
they
other.
don't, but I was talking about how Laurel said what she was planning on doing. She wasn't sitting there trying to convince Jessica of something. She wasn't saying, this is what you have to do.
She was telling her to vote Anissa out.
She was saying, I'm going to put Anissa in.
We should all put Anissa in.
So we can put her in. She wasn't sitting there saying, you have to do this or I'm not going to be with you. You're saying, they're not on a fucking team.
Right. But so what's wrong with that? Jessica sat there and she was like, all right, yeah, and then played her.
What's wrong with that? Everything.
Why?
Are you kidding? This is just not the way I would play the game. I think that it's really fucked.
But Roxy, this is free agents.
I know.
That means you have to backstab. You have to play the game. You have to be in there. These are
disagree.
two people who are playing chess right now.
I disagree.
And Jessica is the weaker of the three.
The weaker of
the three,
Jordan,
Laurel. They will eat her up. They're using her as a pawn.
I disagree that you have to backstab.
They're using a lot of people as a
extent.
pawn. You don't have to backstab. That's not backstabbing. To me, that's not. What Jessica did was not backstabbing.
I just would never play the game like that.
I have no loyalty to you. So for you to say to me, nobody in here tell anyone, like, bitch, I don't know you. I don't know you, and I actually like
sneaky.
Anissa. I like Anissa more than you. So no, because you're gonna do the same thing to me. You gonna plot everyone against me one day, and I'm not gonna have that.
I just 100% disagree with you.
Steamer, how you feeling?
I agree with Roxy. The thing is, Jessica had no reason to talk to Anissa about it. There's no reason to put herself out there even more. Just blend in. Just vote how you're going to vote. Let whoever you vote against cause the problem for you. Don't make a scene when you don't need to make a scene.
Right. All she had to do was not vote for Anissa. You know, she didn't have to go tell Anissa. She just had to vote the way she wanted to vote. And instead, she caused this whole thing. I think a lot of it has to do with airtime, to be honest.
I don't know. I thought it was a smart play. I thought at the end, the whole thing where she voted Anissa in, that messed the whole situation up. But
you think she should have voted LaToya in? It was a tough spot for her at that point.
It was a tough spot, but honestly, I feel like she should have voted LaToya in, but she's new to the game, so she doesn't really know, because I feel like Anissa's always called back to these things. So if you get pulled in, I'd want to be with Anissa. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be on a level with Anissa. With LaToya, it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like you could have a conversation with LaToya, like, girl, I didn't mean to do this to you, or I don't know.
Well, wouldn't you think that beforehand they would all know who each other were voting for, so they would know it was going to be a tie, and then she would be able to calculate who was going in? Because
they're all lying to each other.
Yeah, that's true.
And so my thing is just like, I don't know. I just feel like I know what I would have done. I would have wanted to hear the information Jordan and Laura were talking about, and then I would contrive to find out something to go against them, because that needs to be destroyed. I have no loyalty to Jordan, and I have no loyalty to Laurel.
But Jesse, I feel like I know you, and I feel like what you would have done is you would have sat there and you would have listened, and you would have taken that information, you would have kept it, you would have been smart about it, and then you would have gone and found more information. But you don't fucking try to throw people under the bus like that.
But we don't know what happened. We don't know when she did that. We don't know what happened in between.
That's
was cut
true.
And edited into this situation where it looked like she literally just went bam, bam. Like all of a sudden she just showed up in with Anissa.
We don't know what happened
from A to B, but at the same time, and maybe it is, she just walked out the room and went and told Anissa. At the end of the day, I'm not mad because I don't know what her relationship is with Anissa. But clearly she don't fuck with Jordan. She don't fuck with Laurel. So at the end of the day, I'm not giving loyalty. I don't want to give.
She has more loyalty to Jordan than she does Anissa.
She hated Jordan the whole season.
Yeah, but she's that kind of girl who the whole season kept saying, I still like him as a person. He just is kind of a dick to me.
Okay, I can still like someone as a person and vote you out because
I think that she has more loyalty to Jordan than she does to Anissa.
Well, clearly she doesn't, because she went and talked to Anissa.
That's why I think it's fucked.
No. I can't. I just cannot. Well, it's fine because we're going to have Jessica in studio and we're going to talk to her and find out what the hell went on.
Boy.
Right.
Steamer. Oh, boy.
One last point on that.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't have pissed off Anissa by voting against her if she didn't go to Anissa in the first place and make that deal. Like, if she would just shut up, and then when it came down to the vote and the tiebreaker, she could have voted for Anissa then, you wouldn't have gone back on your word because you wouldn't have made any promises to her in the first place. She was stupid to go to Anissa at all.
I kind of agree, but in a way, I don't know, because if you think about the people who voted Anissa in, every single person that voted her in, she's like, bullshit, you know? And it's like, she would have said that about no matter what Jessica did, but she wouldn't have been as pissed. So I think that you're
Jessica betraying her like that, like it stands out more because she made a promise to her.
Absolutely.
Just previously.
I mean, here's the thing. I would hope that Anissa is a grown-ass woman in the sense of knowing, like, you know what? She really didn't put me in. She came to me and told me. So, you know what? I fuck with Jessica. But at the end of the day, came down. She made a promise to two people in the house. Me and LaToya. It has nothing to do with Laurel. So, as a grown woman, I would think Anissa would come to an understanding of, you know what, I'm not really mad at Jessica because she tried to look out for me.
Also, Anissa didn't go in, so I don't think she cares that much. You know,
at this point.
Yeah,
but now she's gunning at Laurel, which she would have never known what Laurel's plan if Jessica never came to her. So now, I like this. I've never seen anything out of Anissa in the challenges, so I'm enjoying Anissa being a little plot twister. I don't know. I like it. I'm into it. I can't with Jordan and Laurel right now. It's just irritating.
Okay.
Sorry. Let's talk about elimination. Anissa overhears Laurel telling people to vote her in, and we get to the vote count. LaToya got 4, Anissa got 4, and Jasmine got 3. Shady, John A. And who was the other one? Teresa.
Shady as hell, especially if you guys got everybody else's vote and knew that Jazz wasn't going to go in. What I think is that they must have thought they had the votes to send her in, because why would they vote for her otherwise?
No, it's weird.
That was
They don't want
weird.
to target somebody bigger than them. Like, they don't want to go after Anissa. They don't want to anger LaToya. They want to throw it against somebody who's just not going to go in. They don't view as a threat, and that's Jasmine. It's just a weak play on their parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was such a bitch move. Like, she's your buddy, and she's not even going to go in, so it's like a throwaway vote. It didn't make sense.
Anissa calling Laurel out. Laurel, you just look like
I know.
so dumb. Excuse me. Anissa's pitched at Jessica as well, but whatever. LaToya gets voted in, which was really surprising.
The only reason that it wasn't as surprising is because we knew when it came down to CT wasn't going to send Anissa in. He was going to send LaToya in.
Exactly.
So the whole time it was surprising, but then at the very end, when we cut to commercial, we both looked at each other. We're like, obviously he's going to send LaToya in. It would have made 0 sense to send Anissa in. The only question I had in my mind is the fact that sometimes CT just does that. Yeah. Sometimes he throws a weird vote. One time, remember, he voted for Diem. Like, he just kind of can be weird sometimes.
Yeah, but I feel like Anissa's different, like with CT. Like, I feel like there is that, like, talking about loyalty. I feel like CT and Anissa have some sort of, like, it's too early in the game. I'm not voting Anissa in. Like
right.
That. She's an OG. I'm putting LaToya in. I don't know this bitch.
Right.
All right, so Anissa calls Laurel out. That was an amazing moment. Moving over to the guys. Kahutta got 1 vote. Leroy got 2. Isaac got 3. And Brandon got 4 because of Swift.
Fucking Swift.
Oh, my God, Swift.
Could he be more annoying about this? Wait, what'd you say, Steamer?
So much swag, as he said in the first episode.
Well, that swag done clogged your arteries.
I didn't get this one because basically what it came down to was if Swift had voted for Isaac, who was horrific in the competition and he has no loyalty to, then Isaac would have gone in. But if Swift had voted for Brandon, his friend, then his friend was going in. So who was he trying to impress? Obviously the people who voted for Brandon. So
Laurel
CT
and Jordan.
Yeah, like, who gives a shit?
Well, I mean, hey, but the way you're saying, what you said about Jessica, I mean, that was the plan that Laurel and Jordan said. So, I mean, you know, why would he go against what they were talking about?
I'm all about loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that this was disloyal.
But why?
Because he's friends with Brandon and not friends with Isaac.
But, I mean, how friendly is Swift with Brandon?
It seemed like pretty good friends. Seymour, what are you thinking?
I don't really know how friendly they are since it's the first one they've been on together, but based on how upset Brandon was, but as Swift voted for him, I think they were pretty tight. Because Brandon's just not going to make up shit to say, we were friends and you voted for me. Brandon looked legitimately hurt.
And
maybe
Swift
things have changed. Maybe things have changed, but the last time I spoke with Leroy, Swift to them was just like,
nobody.
He's cool, but I think it was, honestly, I kind of feel like it was more of like a bro kind of thing. Like, yo, we're the 3 black guys in here. Like, we got to stick together. Like,
you think so?
I do think it is a little bit of that. And kind of like we look out for each other, because Leroy and Brandon are like they're such, if you ever see them together, like these brothers.
Yeah,
and so I think that they were looking at Swift like, yeah, he's part of our pack, and that will build an alliance.
Absolutely, and I agree with that, but I think it even goes beyond that because of how sorry Swift was. You know, he was so apologetic that, yes, I do think you have a really good point, and it could come down to that, but I think that they also really like each other and have a friendship, and it's especially fragile because it's not Leroy and Brandon who have been buddies forever. You know, they're just accepting Swift into the pack then, or into their group of friends, and he already went and burned it. So I think that that's even more hurtful almost, because you're like trying to accept somebody in.
Yeah, when Brandon went and called him out, I loved him for that. When he called him out, Swift was just like,
yeah, but I actually thought that it was kind of cool that, unlike most people who, when they usually do something and then they're like, whatever, I did it, get over it, it's a game. Swift was like, I fucked up. You know, I thought that that was at least legitimate. He pissed me off a lot tonight.
I'm getting sent home, so.
Yeah, exactly. And then when he ends up going home, Swift wasn't like, whatever, goodbye, it's a game. He was like, I did that, I feel like shit about myself, which was totally legitimate. He should feel like crap, because it should have been Isaac in there. And let's see, you're so big and tough and strong, Isaac, let's see Zach kick your fucking ass. Although Zach has his own issues.
So with the tiebreaker, Brandon goes in, so it's LaToya and Brandon. There's kind of like this little in-between state where LaToya calls Jordan out for being fake and having no balls. LaToya reads him for filth, and I feel like Jordan felt guilty.
Shade.
Jordan felt guilty within that moment because he kind of was just having his head down trying to think of something. And where was Laurel? Why wasn't Laurel saying anything? You're being real quiet, Laurel.
I thought that it was funny when LaToya called out Jordan. I feel like I am the same kind of person who would do that too. Once I'm getting sent in, I wish I could be the person who would just take it in stride, but I would have been like pointing all the fingers, being like, and you did this.
But I mean, for Jordan, for you to say, yeah, I mean, for Jordan to go around telling other people what they should be doing, it's like, well, bitch, now I'm going to tell you what you should have been doing. Don't be eating Dorito chips, eating salsa up in my bed, knowing you going to vote me out today. Mm-hmm. The hell?
I agree.
How you feel about that, Steamer?
I like the fact that LaToya had the guts to say it again. Like, she's not afraid of nobody in there, and I give her mad respect for that. Mm-hmm. But once again, Jordan and Laurel didn't vote the same way. So I don't know if they're doing that to try to make it seem like they're not together, or they just legitimately have their own ideas. But Jordan voted for Leroy, and Laurel voted for Isaac.
Mm-hmm. I honestly, I feel like it's contrived. I feel like that they are working something out.
I don't know if it is. I mean, Laurel's been around for a lot longer than Jordan, so she has completely different bonds. I really think that this is strategic, and not something they're sitting down being like, let's do this differently. I think that they are really trying to play their own games, because they are both strong players. It might come to bite them in the ass, because they are creating... People dislike them. Yeah, they're creating more enemies.
Who will hate both of them at the same time.
Because now Anissa, even though Jordan didn't vote him in, her in, she doesn't like him.
Jordan is Laurel.
Laurel, yeah. And now that Laurel went and talked shit to LaToya and Jessica, now she's creating enemies that she didn't have.
Let's just talk about that moment. Girl, you don't go... When your boyfriend acts crazy, there's a time period where you just need to go calm your boyfriend down and, you know, get his mind right and really think about the situation. You don't go pointing fingers and blaming other people when your boyfriend acts crazy.
Right.
Because then it makes you look even crazier. And...
yeah, 100%.
I don't know. This whole... I think, honestly, I feel like it was like the Anissa thing irritated me. And then when this happened... it was just like, because I don't like stupidity. I don't like, if you don't understand the basic situation that's happening right here, and you're going to be ignorant to the facts.
Yeah.
I can't, how do I have a conversation with that?
It reminded me in this moment about the couples that I liked versus the couples I disliked on Battle of the Exes. And if you think about Johnny with Camilla or CT with Diem, here's the thing that both those couples had. Yes, they fought with each other all of the time, but whenever one of them went ham on like a different group of people, they would calm each other down and be like, think about the game. Like, don't make us enemies. Think about the game. And they stuck together. Even though they fight with each other all the time, they they would always like calm each other down, bring each other back to earth, and be like, let's do this, you know. Less Johnny and Camilla because they're both crazy, but CT and DM definitely. And I just think that's Laurel's, that would be the smart play here. Jordan does that. Laurel should go talk to Jordan and be like, listen, fuck those girls. We hate them, whatever. But this is a game, so let's make nice. Either don't say anything if you don't have anything nice to say, or go apologize and say, you know what, I was in the wrong, or whatever it is, even if you weren't. But instead, she just adds fuel to the fire and goes into the girls' room when the fight was already over with, not to apologize, not to be like, girls, sorry, I have your back, sorry that my boyfriend was just such a dick, to yell at them. Laurel, are you dumb? That was just the dumbest play.
Even if you think Jessica has part to blame, LaToya has part to blame, it just was not the right time to do it.
And LaToya and Jessica kept their cool so much that I was like, wow.
I could not believe LaToya really just sat there like, Laurel, why don't you just walk out?
Leave. If somebody had walked into my room and done that, I would have been like, is this a fucking joke? Like, why are you here? You know, I would have just...
It's like, girl, I thought you were a smarter competitor than this.
Yeah.
Steamer, what did you think about that?
I don't know if we really got the context of when she walked in the room. Like, how long after the blow-up was it? Was it instantaneous? Was it like an hour later? I don't know, but
I'm
regardless...
assuming it was really close just because LaToya said, you need to be in the other room calming down your boyfriend. So I think it was fairly close.
Yeah.
Then I think you guys are right. Like, she probably should have been with Jordan, but I don't know if she's trying to defuse the situation and she just got out of hand. Like, she basically, like as you said, she just threw more fire onto it.
Yeah, I think that it was right after, but I do think there's a chunk of the conversation we could have been missing.
Yeah,
you know, she could have walked in and been like, guys, I'm so sorry, and then there was issue. But from what we saw, and this again, what you were talking about before, there could have been time between when Jessica went and heard something and went and told something. But the way it was edited leads me to believe that some people are not playing this game particularly smart.
Laurel goes in. She said, guys, you guys need to calm down. Like, you need to leave him alone. Like, just stop bothering him. You don't even know this man. Jessica lived with this man for how many months? You don't know him. He could have damn bipolar disorder. He could have anything. Freak out, Jekyll Hyde. Like, you don't know him. You don't know him. He could punch you in the face tomorrow. Like, so don't sit up in here and act like, I don't know, the whole approach to it was just weird and awkward to me. Moving on. Brandon,
and it's not the first time that Laurel, like, played a bad game. Like, in Rivals, after the first competition, she was, like, writing down, like, the votes. She was trying to get the votes on the bus, and she was, writing on a pad where people could see her. So she's been known to play a little stupid before, and I guess she's just doing it again.
But the thing is, I've never disliked Laurel until this season. Like, I don't know what it is about this season that it just, she seems so...
it could be her edit. It could be Jordan.
I mean, I'm sure it's her
edit.
Be her, but I wonder, actually.
If it's Jordan?
No, just the two being together aren't good for each other.
Yeah, I don't know, and I just don't like the way she's playing the game. I think that it's not only is it not beneficial, but it's fun to watch. You know, I don't like people who play like that. We'll see how it works out for her, though.
The draw happens, and Cara Maria and Brandon get pulled into and Zach get pulled into it.
Man, I'm feeling bad for Cara Maria at this point. I am. She kicks ass, and I think she really kills it. Zach, I didn't feel as bad for. I felt worse for Brandon.
Poor Brandon. I love Brandon. I did not want him to get kicked off.
Yeah, he is so tough too, and that's something that, like, it doesn't matter how many hours he spent in the gym. This was going to be a tough competition for him. He needed to outsmart Zach, which is exactly what we saw in...
Was it
Battle of the X? No, was it... What was that, Steamer? Maybe you remember. Zach was eliminated, I think, on a competition where...
It was from
Rivals 2 with Trey?
Yeah, where Trey went over him.
No, that wasn't Trey.
I think it was Trey.
It was
when he is Battle of Seasons against CJ. Like,
CJ,
he didn't get eliminated. He won, but it was a pretty close.
Oh, but CJ won one of them because he went over him or something. I just think when you are going up against Zach, why would you try to mimic his strategy? You don't want to mimic his strategy. You want to be smarter than him. So if you can't go through somebody, you either have to go over or under and he didn't really think about it, I think. I just think that you have these things to climb, maybe a jump. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's
easy to say watching.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know, I'd probably freeze up with Zach coming running towards me in this little chicken coop. Like,
yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. Then we get, finishing the episode out, CT and Anissa talking about Jordan and Laurel, and kind of building up to there might be something happening.
Yeah.
There might be a big explosion in the house. And I guess on that note, let's head into Stump the Steamer. You ready, Steam?
Yep, let's do it.
Woo!
All right, let me pull it up. It is, the question of the week is, how many final challenges has Kenny from Fresh Meat participated in? How many final challenges has Kenny from Fresh Meat participated in? And this is from Johnny Ziegler. Oh, I'm sorry.
Again?
Johnny Zig, yes.
Yeah. Oh, he's killing you.
I know. Let's see.
I know. Okay, Steamer, while we're...
What?
Six.
You want to say 6?
Yeah. We won 3, lost 3, I believe.
Well, unfortunately, you have been stumped by 1 point. It was 7.
7?
Yes. But, I mean, good. That was
good. I don't know. That's a half stump. It's a half stump.
Congratulations, Johnny Zig. You did it again. You have stumped the steamer.
On a better note, other than stumping the steamer. Okay, so you guys know we're here at AfterBuzz, this amazing place, and our creators and executive producers, Kevin and Maria, have this new show out on Oxygen. If you haven't heard about it, it's called Chasing Maria Menounos. It is freaking amazing. It's on Oxygen at Tuesdays, 10/9 Central, and afterwards we cover the after show. Jesse and I both do it. We love it. It's amazing. It's about their relationship and with the family, and it's so awesome. So
and
definitely
tons of sneak peeks about what really happens behind here at AfterBuzz.
Absolutely. They actually see the studio that we're in right now is worth a lot of money, and they're fighting about how to get it made and where to get the money from and all this stuff. So if you're a fan of AfterBuzz, then you're definitely a fan of theirs, and if you're a fan of theirs, you'll be a fan of their show because it's freaking amazing. So definitely check it out, and then check out our after show. We know you'll love it.
Only on AfterBuzz TV.
Yep. So that's Oxygen, 10/9 Central.
Alrighty,
Tuesdays.
let's head into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So next week challenge looks really interesting.
Yeah. So there's all these hanging ropes. Zach says he's never been in so much pain in his life. And it looked like the bottom person has to keep the top person up, and I like things that are up in the air. It always makes it more unique.
It sure does.
Actually, I don't know if it's more unique at this point because
they do
it every damn time, but I like it. It adds an extra element.
What are you thinking, Steamer?
I still can't believe I missed that question.
So bitter.
He's just sitting there stumped.
Honestly, you're going to have to look through all your notes and do your homework for next week, because if you get stumped for a third time in a row...
I don't have any notes. Just go through my brain. I'm just trying to cycle back to see what that the fourth loss was.
All right,
I can't come up with it right now.
Johnny Zig, I'm going to need you to
tweet at
us and the Steamer. And if you guys have any questions for Steamer, you guys can tweet them at me or Roxy, and then just DM us, and then we'll get those. And we can try and stump the Steamer all season long.
Yeah.
Also, we get Jordan versus Bananas.
Jordan, not making friends, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't care. I love him going against Bananas. I think this is the time to get Bananas out.
I-
Jordan.
You know what, though? When it comes to Jordan and Bananas, I agree with you. On that note, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
You can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
Until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
And at the Steamer.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
Follow the steamer at the steamer.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.